What's up, cheeseheads? Before we get into today's podcast, we wanted to tell you about what Ethan and I have been up to in 2022. Something very exciting. It's a new product that we have launched for employee engagement called the Pool Boys. Tell them what's up.
That's right. So right here, as you can see, the Pool Boys, what we want to do is create an awesome environment for your office pools. So we're going to come in, we're going to run everything for small business owners, large business owners, basically business owners, where we want to come in, provide an awesome red carpet experience where we up the engagement, up the fun by running your office pools, whether it be March Madness. We got some fun fall offerings, whether it be college football pick'em, NFL pick'em, Survivor. We got you covered no matter what the pool is. We are your boys for it. So let's get going.
That's right. This is an employee engagement play. If you're having any trouble at all with retention or engagement or even internal communication, let the Pool Boys take a look and show you some of the products that we can offer. We shoot customized videos with these handsome fellas, and we send them to your team, and we talk trash about your people. It's so much fun. I got to tell you.
We build you up too. Don't worry. It's not just trash, but there is a lot of trash.
There is some trash. All right, guys, check us out at www.thepoolboys.net, and we're going to get into the episode now. Welcome back to a special edition of Fold in the Cheese. It's your boy K-Troll on the mic, currently the Flamehead, as you can see, representing the Titans. Tighten up, baby, let's go! I'm joined by my lesser counterpart, Ethan Gelfand E. What's happening, brother?
If not wearing a Flamehead is lesser, I will claim that. That is totally fine. I'm good with that. But no,
there's a hierarchy. There's Flamehead, everything else.
That's okay. Where do you rank on face painting? Because if you ask David Putty, go Devils! Come on, you don't know that Seinfeld reference. You're not on that season yet.
I'm not there yet. I'm still season 2. There's Flamehead and everything else. That makes it really easy, so you know exactly what you're getting.
So Flamehead's the top?
Flamehead is the only.
Oh, excuse me. I think you'll have a lot of disagreement on that. Just saying.
Okay, we'll see. We have a very special episode today.
Yes.
We're stoked. We're joined by some real degenerates who don't have real jobs, apparently. Kind of like us. And they've volunteered to act like they're our friends today too, which is also super cool of them.
Well, actually, disclaimer, they actually do have real jobs. They're actually just kind of squeezing it in. We're like, we have all day. We're not wearing pants today. We can just do this all day.
I guess that's fair to say, in case their bosses are currently listening, which they no doubt are, because this thing is worldwide. Let's go.
Yes, they're taking this on their lunch break. So it's all good, bosses. We're fine. It's all good.
It's all good. Listen, today's special. We're doing a mock draft. We're mocking live 10 teams. We have 7 people live because we don't want to have 10 people. We don't have 10 friends, to be honest. But
no, we don't.
Truthfully, we don't have 10 people because the robots are really quick and they don't talk, and we like that. So we're gonna fill 7 of the slots with people. We're gonna mock it out. We're just gonna do 8 rounds. So we're not gonna be here for kickers and defenses and all that garbage. But
sorry, Jason.
We're gonna have ourselves a good time.
Yeah. So basically how we did it is we got 7 of our friends, we got 3 bots, so 10 team draft, and we randomized the order. Just so you know, full disclaimer, it was completely random. Kemper's my witness. We had a random wheel name generator.
The wheel of names. Yep.
The wheel of names. It's spectacular. So yeah, we're gonna be doing the drafts, 8 rounds, and so we will introduce you to our drafters one by one and the pick they will have. So Kemper, why don't you take it away?
All right. Drawing the first overall pick. He's podcast famous because we've mentioned him several times. He called into the show one time, and I imitated him perfectly one time.
Perfectly.
It's our boy. It's our boy Ricky. What's happening?
Hey. So guys,
he's repping the Mountaineers of West Virginia currently. Left a coonskin cap at home.
Number 1 in the mock and number 1 in your hearts.
Oh,
that's right.
Double number 1. I like
it. There he goes. All right. I was fortunate or unfortunate to draw the 2 spot in this draft, so I'll be drafting second. I don't love it. Full disclosure, I've mocked it out a lot. I don't love it, but we'll see how it goes.
I think I said this last season. I was reading some article that honestly the 2 spot I think has the least success. It's like the least projected to win, which is just weird.
Probably. There's always a consensus number 1 pick, and usually they're like, "Oh, these should be your top 3." But the 2 sometimes they're just like, "Screw it, man! I'm going wild." Travis Kelce, let's go.
Travis Kelce, number 2. Get it.
Let's go. Speaking of Travis Kelce, at the 3 spot, and this is the guy who might take him there, it's Kansas City diehard, Nicholas Strader.
What's up? It drops the mic.
He drops the mic. Kelce, boom.
We already spoiled his pick.
How's it going,
All right.
guys? I
We are
reserved an
splendid.
hour. You can see I'm in the office. I've reserved an hour for you guys, and after an hour, I'm done.
He's out.
Got
Okay,
an
well-
employee review.
If an 8-round mock draft with 3 robots takes us an hour, we got bigger problems.
Yes.
All right, coming in at the 4 spot, it's my main man here in the Nasty Nash, Jerry. What's up, Jerry?
Yes, sir. What's up? What's up? How y'all doing?
We are great. Jerry is currently in a Bentley. He's drafting from his Bentley.
Yeah, I wish.
He's won so much money on fantasy that he is.
No,
He's
I'm in the
rich.
negatives. I'm in the negatives. In
He's
fact.
in the negatives.
That's why we had him draft here. We need some help.
Yeah, not afraid to admit it though. You know how you get better, Jerry? Mocking, just
Yeah.
mocking.
True.
All right, 5 spot, middle of the draft here. Oh boy, he's got a trophy. He's
holding a
rubbing it
trophy.
in. That looks
Yeah,
like
this
the
tastes really
Ada,
good.
Michigan neighborhood fantasy trophy. This is
Yes.
the league where who was it? Austin Eckler goes in the 5th round somehow.
That's fine.
and yet Ethan still couldn't pull out the W. We got Jay
Oh.
Thurston, who is a former guest host of Folding the Cheese.
2-time. Yes,
Two-time.
Two times.
Yeah.
Right. This is probably my 3rd and final, so I'm going to really make the most of it.
Wow.
You're not welcome back.
He's,
You're not
he's
welcome.
officially
That's what I
cutting
thought,
us
yeah.
off as friends. We get it.
I think
All
it's
right,
going to be
this-
the other way due to all the terrible drafting I do.
Okay. All right.
There it is.
We've got the bleep button ready for you, so don't worry about that. All right. The 6th spot is going to robot number 1. We should
Robot
name him
number
probably, but we'll stay with robot number 1 for now. 7 is my trusty co-host here, Gail Deuce.
Let's go.
8 is also robot. We've got one more friend we're going to introduce.
We
Coming
have
at the
another
9.
friend.
L. Schwim himself, Lawrence Larry Schwimmer. What's up?
Yes.
What's up, guys? Good to be here.
Good to be here. Larry, again, we're just so impressed that you're going to be standing this whole time. So well done.
Let's hope my legs stay strong.
Yeah, he's classing up the joint. And the 10 spot at the turn is the robot. So that actually kind of bothers me because that damn robot's going to screw us the whole draft.
Larry is a robot too, so it's basically
Yeah,
like
he'll take 2 real quick.
Real quick, boom, boom. And you're going to be like, oh my gosh. All right. So what do you guys say? You want to get this thing cranking? Any final words before we get it cranking? All right. Perfect.
So-
You
so
guys are
close.
riveting podcast right here. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw for you folks watching the YouTube here. I'm going to throw the draft up on the screen. And let's get this thing going.
Ricky on the clock officially.
Rick's on the clock. He's got 2 minutes.
That was
Oh.
easy.
Jonathan Taylor going 1.
Wow.
There.
Crazy pick. Jonathan
Who saw
Taylor
that?
at 1.
The crowd goes
Okay.
crazy.
I was really
I
hoping
kind of
for
was
Gino.
yeah, I was
I
hoping
thought
we might
about-
go with someone different there.
I thought about Geno Smith, but I was
Yeah.
like,
He'll be your first
Yeah.
quarterback off the board. It's fine.
Yeah, we'll see if he makes it back around. I don't know. All right, so we talked about this in the pod a lot, and I still think McCaffrey's probably got to be your 2 this year. I know we've got the injury problem. Obviously, I'm a huge Derrick Henry fan, but when McCaffrey plays, it's a guaranteed 20 points. So I'm going to go ahead and lock that up.
Ooh, okay. C-Mac going 2. Now we got Drader up on the board. What we got, man?
Boom.
Austin.
Eckler, look at him. Boom. Eckler goes 3rd. Nice.
I like
That's
Eckler
Jerry.
better than Henry. I don't know.
Okay. He's a pass catcher, you know. That's got to
Yeah,
matter.
PPR league, man. But as
We
Kevin
are
was
making the
saying,
assumption,
Derrick
by the
Henry-
way, guys. We're making the assumption full point PPR here.
Yes.
Wow.
Oh,
Jerry
thank
goes
God.
Dalvin Cook. Ethan's
Thank
boy,
God.
Dalvin Cook.
I'm so happy he's off the board.
Okay, Jerry, this is one we need to hear about because I don't hate the pick. I love Dalvin Cook
Yeah.
personally, but he's obviously got his injury history. Tell us why you take him over Henry, over Najee, Joe Mixon. You've got the receivers like Cooper Kupp and Jefferson.
Spoiler alert.
Is this just taking your guy? You're just like, this is my guy. I got to get him.
No, it's a little tough because Derrick Henry kind of hurt. I can't really force myself to do it. And then Najee, I like him, but the O line is garbage. So
True.
Fair. Fair.
it's kind of preference. I think Dalvin, he'll give me high volume of touches, production. He might miss a couple games, but
Oh, he
if I
gonna
can
miss
get 25 points, I'll be okay.
That's true. He does have that upside that not many other guys
Whoa,
have.
whoa.
Okay,
Team
so
pick.
this is what happens. Yeah. Jay goes in with Derrick Henry. He says, all right, great argument, Jerry. I'll take Derrick Henry. And then the robot grabs Cooper Kupp at the 6th. Ethan is on
Yeah,
the
thanks
clock.
for letting
with
those.
the 7.
Thanks to you clowns for letting him slip. I really appreciate that.
So I was in Jason's neighborhood league. He is my neighbor. And last year, I think, what'd you have, the 4th pick? and you actually at the time what was considered a reach, you went with Jonathan Taylor at 4, and that ended ended up working out for you pretty well. So
not so bad.
You'll take it.
Okay.
All right, so I'm going 7. I'm just so happy Dalvin is off the board. I'm going to go with one Najee.
Yep. Okay. Najee.
I was thinking Justin Jefferson, and then obviously the computer took him right there at 8. So sorry, Larry. Hope you didn't want Justin Jefferson or Najee, but it's up to you now.
I'm all right. Just thinking of 2 picks here because I know it's about to bounce right back to me.
Yes.
After the turn there. So give me a second. Got 1.
Yeah, it's going to come. You better have like a couple backups.
And as you guys can see, the little bar down here.
Didn't Najee Harris have a Liz Frank sprain?
He says he's healthy. Nothing to worry about.
Okay.
Whoa. Okay. So, Larry, why'd you go with Joe Mixon?
I just feel like he's got the job to himself. Great offense. Just felt like the right pick. Is he that much better than the other guys I'm deciding between right now? We'll see. But I just feel like he's Mr. Reliable a bit. As hopefully he stays healthy, just like any running back.
The point is you're deciding between them now, which means they're still there.
That's true.
Mixon probably would not have still been there. At the turn, Robot went receiver with Diggs and Devontae Adams. Interesting and pretty killer combo there.
Deadly combo.
Which makes me concerned that the Robot's going to pick up Kelsey way before I even have a chance.
Most likely not getting to you.
Larry, were you thrown? Did you want Diggs or Adams?
I did not. I wanted to go RB. Now I'm just
okay.
Trying to honestly
join Lions Nation, man. Join Lions Nation.
How to draft this guy. Did I draft him? There we go.
Saquon. Yep. There goes a Robot.
My guy.
Okay, Larry takes Saquon. Robot grabs Kelsey, just as Drader was concerned about. Larry has got Joe Mixon and Saquon Barkley. Interesting.
Man, I'm actually kind of torn here. I did not think this guy was going to be around. So I didn't think I'd have to make the choice, but I got to take him.
Jamar. Yeah.
Chase.
Ethan's thinking of, he wanted DeAndre Swift there, obviously, and thought he'd be there. But when Jamar Chase slips to you,
you got to take him. And now I'm just pissed because now Jason's going to be able to freaking get DeAndre Swift. And because freaking ridiculous. Computer goes Nick Chubb. Anyway.
Yeah, earlier than you and I would take him for sure, but he's about where he's been going anyway.
Oh, Jason's taking longer.
Yeah. This is tough, he says. Aaron Jones for Jason. I like the pick.
Nice.
Oh,
I like it, Jay.
Wow. Jay, talk a little about Aaron Jones. You worried about A.J. Dillon at all or no?
Yes, of course, but less so than I am about Swift. Watching Swift on Hard Knocks make me not want Swift.
Is it because he can't hit the hole?
Yeah, that doesn't help my cause.
Oh, there you go.
And Jerry doesn't care.
Jerry says,
screw it.
Jerry says, one pride. Let's go, baby.
Yeah. No,
Jerry's all about the NFC North.
Yeah, that was easy.
No kidding.
That was easy. That's a late DeAndre Swift. I like that.
Yeah, no kidding.
So I'd usually pick up a wide receiver by now, but for some reason you guys would keep on drafting RBs.
Going in runs, man. We talked about this. Don't get scared.
Which makes me think I need to pick up another run back because it's going to snake back to me anyway, and I'll be able to pick up a wide receiver. So,
well, this is where we talk about looking ahead at the next couple rounds, your projections too, right? You've got these bars that show you, hey, this is who may be available, kind of in this area, and you can start to look down and say, hey, would I be comfortable with one of these guys as my, in this case, wide receiver 1 or running back 2? That's where you start to think about projecting out who's going to be there.
Yeah.
So, Drader, are you worried about the running back depth right now? And you're thinking I have?
No, I've just expected everyone to choose wide receivers. Like I would expect a wide receiver to go before Aaron Jones or Swift, but especially who's left on the board. But
if you like the guys that are there, if you would have taken CD or Tyreek or Debo before those guys, then you got lucky they fell to you.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
That's why I was just so shocked Jamar Chase made it all the way back.
Yep.
I'm not crazy about this guy, but I'll take I clicked the wrong button, but I'll take Alvin Kamara.
Okay.
Oh man,
he makes me a little nervous, but
I was hoping you wouldn't do that because honestly, I think he's going to be fine.
I left Cam Akers for you. Don't worry.
Appreciate that.
You won't do it.
That. So now I'm the one with the tough decision because there are still 3 strong receivers. CeeDee Lamb, obviously, I've said my piece about him from last year. Tyreek on the new team. Debo coming back for the 49ers. We've got Josh Allen sitting there. He's going around this range typically. Mark Andrews is there. I'm not going to go tight end yet. Of course, I like Javonte Williams.
I was going to say your hot name at running back, man. Javonte, you love you.
I love Javonte. I like Fournette too. I'm
Ricky's
trying to think
still awake. It's been a while.
Trying to think what Ricky might do here.
I hate picking after Kemper because he always takes my guys. So
yeah. Well, I'm going to leave you a lot of good options here, Ricky.
Just
I'm going to go with
Michael
Javonte.
Thomas this year. Leave me Michael Thomas.
You got it, dude.
I knew you were going to take Javonte Williams.
I'm going with Javonte. Pair him with McCaffrey. You've got the upside and the safe floor with McCaffrey. Give me that.
Okay.
There's nothing safe about McCaffrey.
When he plays. And you know when he's going to play because he's not like the type who's questionable every game. He's either in or he's out.
It's against my religion to take a Dallas Cowboy, but regardless, you know what? I'm going Tyreek.
regardless. Religion. So I'm sticking.
You know what? Religion. Since I made that comment, I'm feeling kind of
guilty.
They
got some chemistry brewing in Miami between Tua and Tyreek. So
he says Tua throws the best ball.
Yeah.
Watch out.
He completed a deep pass in the preseason.
There we go.
It wasn't like in stride, but he did catch it.
He threw a long pass.
He threw it almost long enough.
Okay, starting the third round. Ricky leading us off in the third.
This is a tough pick.
Jonathan Taylor and Tyreek Hill. He's looking for his third. You got to think, man, this thing ain't coming back to you for a long time.
I know.
He's scrolling. He's like,
You know what? I'm going to take a chance here on Mr. Mark Andrews.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
I think he could be tight end one this year. And supposedly, Lamar doesn't have anyone to throw to anymore. So he's just tight end.
And as we've been saying, it's Lamar's kind of contract year too. So he needs to show out.
You haven't been listening to me gushing about Rashad Bateman. All right.
Next pick coming right up, Rashad Bateman.
I'm going to jump on my man Debo. I think he's just a total game changer.
I thought
I'm surprised he's not listed as a running back and a wide receiver. It seems like
he should have dual eligibility.
Guy.
Yeah,
they should. Yeah. Literally in his contract. Okay.
There goes CD Lamb to Drader.
So Drader, did you want Debo? Was that the groan?
I wanted Debo, and I was confident Kemper was going to pick CD because that's his boy.
That
was my boy last year, and then he let me down.
I'm
still a big fan. Don't get me wrong, but I mean Debo came through for me. CD did not.
CD once again. Do it bet board loser last year.
Jerry is on the clock. He's got Dalvin Cook and DeAndre Swift. And now he has Kyle Pitts.
Jerry, Kemper, that's your guy too, man.
Breaks my heart a little bit. Yeah, that is my guy. That's a great pick, Jerry.
Jerry, you put like a sigh of relief there. You good with that, or you're like, oh, I had to.
Yeah, no, it's cool. He'll play. He'll play original tight end role, but then he'll be kind of pushed to the outside. I think he'll get a lot of touches, a lot of targets. I think it should work out. I'm a little worried,
everybody's worried about the quarterback situation, right? You're just kind of like, who's going to throw him the ball? But you got to remember, these are professionals. We know Mariota, Jerry. I mean, you've been in Tennessee for a bit now. Like,
right.
Mariota, he can get the job done. He's not going to be an absolute top quarterback, but he can throw the ball to a tight end for sure. We saw with Delaney Walker for years.
Yeah. And I mean, who's going to stop Pitts? Like, he's too big. He's too athletic. It's going to be tough, and if you got Drake London, getting a lot of attention I don't think Edwards would be doing too much, but I think it'll fit and I think it'll work. It just might kind of start slow. So we'll see.
Right. I'm with you. I'm in on Pitts. All right, Jay, you're on the board. There goes Josh Allen. Josh Allen, first quarterback taken, third round. That's later than he's usually going, actually. So not a terrible pick.
Damn it to the computer. Took my guy.
Keenan Allen. Ethan's guy, snaked by Robot 1.
I've been gushing over Keenan Allen. So son of a gun.
What are you thinking now? You need another running back? You want Uncle Lenny there? You got.
I was going to go wide
Peyton Hillis.
You said what?
Peyton Hillis.
Hillis.
Is he still alive?
Oh, Browns legend.
Oh man, you know what? I got to go with Uncle Lenny just because I'm worried about what's going to be coming back to me. So,
you do love those Bucks. All right, so Ethan goes Uncle Lenny. Robot 2 still doesn't have a running back. He's got Justin Jefferson, Travis Kelce, and A.J. Brown now in the third round. Still waiting. He's doing the 0 RB strategy. Everybody's got one of those guys in their league.
Yeah, I wanted Josh Allen and Leonard Fournette, but didn't work out. And Kyle Pitts. Those were the three on my team. So what happens when you get the 9th drafting slot?
Larry's striking out in round number 3. But so far, you got those running backs. You got Joe Mixon and Saquon. So I'm guessing you're staying away from running back?
That's what you'd think, but I'm looking running back right now.
Uh-oh.
It's a big drop-off after that, and I can screw the rest of you guys who didn't take running backs early.
Like computer number 2.
Computer 3 is about to get screwed, too.
Oh, that's true.
2 and yeah. All right, there goes Zeke. Not a bad
Zeke.
choice.
Wow.
Larry, Zeke Elliott. So he's got Mixon, Saquon, and Zeke. First 3 choices. Computer 2 grabs Mahomes, but then finally gets a running back with David Montgomery. And Larry says, let's go running back again.
Wow.
Those my flex.
Larry takes James Conner. Can you even roster that many running backs? You can. We have 2 flexes. He's good.
There are 2 flex in this league.
Larry, you are prohibited from drafting more running backs now. I think you've hit your max.
You have hit your max. You are not allowed.
The old 4 running back strategy. Interesting
so
strategy, Cotton. We'll see how it plays out. All right, so Team 8, Computer Robot 2, still no running backs.
Still no running back.
Justin Jefferson, Travis Kelce, A.J. Brown, and Mike Evans.
Man. All right. It's now to me.
Delphin's on the clock.
I usually don't like alternating, like going running back wise, but I think that's what I'm going to lean with. Because again, now that Larry has half the running backs, the depth is kind of gone. So
Larry is loving this.
He's loving this.
Love watching you squirm.
So
go T. Higgins and just lock down the Bengals.
Nope. I'm going with the best quarterback in the league. Do it, bet board champion. Going with Michael Pittman.
I love Pittman. You know that. All right. Gelfand takes Pittman. Robot number 1 takes George Kittle. And Jay is on the clock. Jay's got a good receiver. He's going with DK Metcalf. We talked a lot about DK in our last episode, Jay.
I'm so excited for Career Day. The weather makes look good, DK.
Hey, how many references do you guys have?
We think he's fallen too far. He's still an absolute freak. It doesn't matter. Similar to Kyle Pitts, like, who cares who's throwing him the ball? He's still a freak, right?
Oh, he is
100%.
MVP throwing him the ball.
He's an MVP. Geno Smith is going to be throwing the ball.
Geno Smith, yes.
All right, so Jerry jumps on our 3rd quarterback, Justin Herbert, in the 4th round. So Jerry has got a premium tight end and a premium quarterback. I do like that strategy. He's got his 2 running backs. He can load up on receiver later.
Yep.
I do like that strategy.
Jader, anybody get stolen from you this round?
Yeah, I mean Herbert. I was eyeing Herbert just because I was like, now Lamar's really the only quarterback that I'd be interested right now, and there's no computer coming up, and I don't think any of you guys are gonna select Lamar.
You think
Although now I'm saying it, you will.
Yeah, it sounds pretty good to me.
But I mean, I'd be happy with Joe Burrow or Jalen, or even hell, Russell's still on here. Dak's still. I mean, I think I'd be just as happy.
Jared Goff.
Jared Goff.
One vote for Jared
I'm kind
Goff.
of worried about. I think there's plenty of. I mean, gosh, there's plenty of wide receivers still. So yeah, I think I'm going to take Lamar then. Yep.
So you've talked yourself into it.
Talk myself into it. This is great. I like doing it this way. Let's do our real draft this way.
Yeah, might as well.
Like you're saying, I'd be happy with
record. Yeah.
I love how
For
you're
the
saying
record.
I'd be happy with anyone but Lamar. I got Burrow. I got Dak. I'm gonna take Lamar.
I'm gonna take Lamar.
I'm gonna take Lamar.
Well, I started looking at wide receivers. Like I'd be just as happy with any of these wide receivers. Actually, wide receivers pretty deep. It looks like to me.
It is deep this year.
It is very deep.
I know who Kemper's gonna get in one of these 2 picks. I know what's happening.
Oh, do you?
Yep.
You think you know?
I do.
I'll tell you right now. These are a lot of good names in here. T. Higgins, Cam Akers, Terry McLaurin, Travis Etienne, Deontay Johnson, Darren Waller, Jalen Waddle, DJ Moore. A lot of big names still. We're in the 4th round, so there's still a lot of good guys left. I got to go for the talent. I do have 2 running backs, and I would like to take a 3rd, but I actually think T. Higgins is a better pick here. I'm going to go with wide receiver.
Nice.
Debo and T. Higgins.
All right. Ricky, time to wake up again. Here we go.
All right. Everyone knows I'm a scary Terry fan, but
Terry. Trader,
He's
you
on the
ripped me off
Commanders.
last
Come on,
week.
I'm
Ricky.
a scary Terry fan.
Scary Terry, there he is.
And then
Antonio
I just
getting
love this
next.
pick. I've had 2 drafts already, and this has been definitely a go-to pick of mine. I'm the big Travis Etienne fan.
I like him too. I talked about him a lot. I think I was eyeing him for this round. I think he's going to be a great flex play. I mean, he's your RB2 right now, but I mean, he can come out the backfield, especially with James Robinson out right now. I think that's a great pick.
Yeah, I think he takes the number 1 spot regardless of James Robinson.
Yep, I think it's a good pick, Ricky. I think this guy's kind of getting left for dead. We talked about him a lot. I'm going to go ahead and snag Deontay Johnson here.
Ooh,
I thought about DJ Moore. I thought about Cortland Sutton, just for the record. But I thought Deontay's been my man.
3 wide receivers in a row, my man. I did not expect that. Not lying.
Yeah, I got McCaffrey, got Javonte Williams, Debo Higgins, and Deontay Johnson. I feel like my receivers are obviously set now. One of my flexes too.
Yep.
I don't know. Just it's a matter of what's left on the board. I've told you I don't love this slot, honestly, but what's left on the board of the players that are left, you have to evaluate. It's tough to evaluate running back versus wide receiver when you're trying to do like flex rankings. But I don't know. I like Deontay a lot. He's a PPR machine. Yep.
Trader, who are you going to talk yourself out of?
I think I'm not going to even tell you guys what I'm going to do. I'm afraid you're going to pick who I want.
I'm going with Joe Burrow now.
Get my backup.
And in total respect of my man E, I'm gonna pick this guy.
Damn.
Yeah,
Cortland Sutton off the board. Great.
I think he'll work out well with the new offense too. I think
that's.
I was happy that I think he traded to me like right before the playoffs last year. I can't remember, but
yeah, it was like right before the trade deadline, and I'm sorry he did drop off immensely once he made it your team.
Yeah.
But,
I think he's in for big stuff this year.
Big things, him and Russell. So it's going to be good.
Yep.
All right, Jerry snags Jalen Waddle, who had an awesome rookie season last year. PPR monster. Obviously, Tyreek Hill's in the fold now. What do you think is going to happen there, Jerry?
It's kind of tough. It's like a debate. They're both him and Tyreek are both fast. So it's like who's going vertical and all that good stuff. But I think, hey, you're going to have one going high. You have one going intermediate. Either or is going to get it. I think they'll get a lot of touches. I just trust it. So
yeah,
big
pressure's on Tua, right? Pressure's on Tua.
Yeah. If he messes up, I'm out of luck. But yeah, I would expect him to have a pretty good season because he was getting a lot of targets as the season progressed, and I definitely grabbed him when he was free. So I'm gonna get him
He's
now.
a stud, man. He's a stud. All right, I like it. All right, Jay's back on the clock. There goes Dameon Pierce in the 5th round. Dameon Pierce.
Man.
Wow.
Okay.
The hype is out of control for this
Jason,
dude.
talk about Dameon right now. Come on.
I don't know. They don't have anything there. I figured if anybody's going to take anybody from Houston, it's going to be this guy. He could shit the bed, but we're going to give it a shot.
Is anyone going to pick up Marlon Mack?
You're not supposed to act like a mock draft doesn't matter, Jay. Come on.
No, he's a guy I'm targeting. But again, it's late in our draft. It's the bottom half, so why not give it a shot?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
That's fair.
Robot goes in there and grabs Cam Akers, and so Ethan is on the clock. He's got running back, receiver.
I was honestly thinking about Cam Akers. I figured for this late, I think that was going to be a good value. I wouldn't have taken him in the 4th, but if he was there for me next pick, I probably would have taken him. So threw me back for a second, but. I'm looking like the Breece Halls, Josh. I just don't like the running backs I'm seeing, but there is a wide receiver who I don't think is going to make it back to me, so I'm going to grab him, and that is one, Mike Williams.
Tiger Mike Williams. I knew that was coming from Ethan. Great pick there. Your receivers are set. Jamar Chase, Michael Pittman, Mike Williams. Yikes. Robot, still no running backs. Robot 2 drafts Jerry Jeudy. That's another receiver. We have a legitimate 0 RB on our hands.
And Larry has 0 wide receiver.
And Larry is only RB currently.
You're going to see my pick now is not a wide receiver again.
Oh, my God.
Darren Waller off the board for Larry.
And Darren Waller. And then is this 6 points, we assuming, per passing touchdown or 4 points? It's an important question. How many?
6
I mean, I play in both.
All right.
It does matter because the running quarterbacks don't get as much love. And
exactly. I'm thinking Joe Burrow if it's 6 points. He's a stud. So.
All right, we'll give it to you.
He's coming.
Larry, still
Larry
no
with no wide receivers is going to have to take his last
I
two
mean-
picks of wide receivers.
Exactly. It's a deep wide receiver class this year.
It is.
Yep.
It is.
Robot number 2 finally took a running back. It's J.K. Dobbins, and
Yep.
Ethan is back on the board.
Oh man. Okay. Again, I mean, I feel like I have to take a running back at this point. I only got 2. Got to get some depth. But who? I'm going between 2 right now. Definitely not Antonio Gibson, even though he is now the man with Brian Robinson gone. I kind of want to screw Kemper, but I just don't want him, so I'm not going to take him. So I'm going to go with
Roy Halou.
Roy Halou.
I went with Josh Jacobs.
Josh Jacobs. Woof.
Take him in the 6th, man. That's a good value in the 6th.
Maybe. And it probably is, to be fair. It probably is. I just don't want any part of him basically at all. Team 6, the robot, number 1, took Kyler Murray. His team is very well balanced. And then Jay jumps in and grabs Lion, One Pride, Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Oh, no, Kemper. Kemper, look who's gone.
I see Jerry snaking me there.
Yeah,
I see you.
yeah.
I see you. Jerry knows what's up.
Yeah, I knew what I was doing.
Jerry and I were texting about, hey, who are your guys this year? This was like a month ago. And I mentioned Bateman having a big year. And he's like, ooh, I like that. I agree.
Yeah,
so we were talking about Gabe Davis and yep. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. So Drader goes for his tight end. He gets Dalton Schultz. I'm on the clock.
You got to get your guys to go with the do it bet board, man.
We all know where I'm going with this one. Both the Quad Father and Quadzilla, AJ Dillon. He has a different name for each quad.
He does. Fun fact about AJ Dillon: he is a football card collector, but only of cards of him. So he has like a whole massive like wall of just his cards.
He's got all the AJ Dillon cards out there. I love it.
Corner in the market.
I'm going A-Rob here.
Ooh, good pick.
Ricky with Allen Robinson at the turn. That's a great pick, Ricky.
Stafford throwing him the ball. I like it. Here, I'm going to go ahead and get my QB, who I think is going to have a big year, and that's my guy, Jalen.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm a big Jalen Hurts fan. Yeah. I'm a big Jalen Hurts fan. We all know that. So I think it's a great pick. You've got a premium quarterback and a premium tight end in Mark Andrews. Your team is solid, Ricky. Well done, sir. All right, so I've got 2 picks left, which means I've got to take a tight end and a quarterback. I'm going to jump straight to tight end because I think that's a thinner pool, and I keep getting him. 7th round. Here we go. TJ Hawkinson just sitting there waiting for me. I don't know why everyone's hating. I'll take it.
I was going lion, and you screwed me.
Yeah, well, Mr. Chance. You took Dameon Pierce in the 5th round. That's why you can't do that.
You know what? I'll own that.
All right, Drader's on the clock. He's got 2 running backs, 2 receivers. He's already got quarterback and tight end. We have 2 more picks left in the draft. He's got to fill out the flexes now.
And I just need to fill out my flexes. Yeah, and so I think that this guy wouldn't make it all the way back to me, and it should be no surprise. Juju.
Juju.
We love Juju this year. I think in the 7th round, that's a great pick for him. He's going to be the guy in Kansas City. There's no real contest between 2, so I think that's a great pick.
I would mention, I think it's worth noting here, you've got Godwin here. He's ranked 62. I think we make a rule, no Godwin or DeAndre draft picks in this particular draft.
He already got him. Too late.
Jerry, never mind. Jerry took DeAndre Hopkins. You jerk.
And Jerry.
No, my thought was obviously these are great picks in this spot. I think it's a great pick, Jerry, for your team. But since we're only filling out a starting lineup, Jerry's going to have 6 weeks without any points. So that's okay. It's fine. We're going to play this league out, actually. We're playing this league for real. So there you go.
Jason, you're going with Kenneth Walker, our Wake Forest guy. Now, you think is he the day one starter over Rashad Penny? Is that what you're going with?
First of all, did he go to Michigan State?
He
started at Wake Forest. He transferred to Michigan State.
He learned all the important stuff at Wake.
Yeah,
that's right.
So he got smart.
We made him great.
Yeah, I have to have a rookie on my team, so he was the logical choice.
How about Dameon Pierce?
Well, I don't know if he's going to make it. So he's a Texan. He'll die in week 2.
All right, so Jay, loving those rookies. Robot takes Antonio Gibson, 7th round, middle of the 7th round. I mean, that's looking like a smarter pick, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But yeah, whatever. I'm just not a huge fan anymore.
All
Ethan's
right, so
back on the clock. He's got 3 running backs and 3 receivers.
So I got to fill out my tight end and quarterback. So I feel like, wait, Larry, have you picked a quarterback yet? You have. You got Burrow. The computers have, one computer has. Okay. So one guy potentially picking a quarterback. I'm good with who's there. So I'm going to get my tight end, who I think could be good this year.
Ethan goes with Dallas Goedert. Good pick. He's probably the last of that tier of tight ends that we want to see for you feel really good leaving your draft with him. Computer takes Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and it's on to L. Schwem here. He's got to go receiver.
He's got to pick some receivers.
Let's see who's left for you. All right, we got Amari Cooper there. We got Amari Cooper in Cleveland. We got Hollywood Brown in Arizona. Brandon Cooks, of course, always just hanging out. Michael Thomas is still there if you're feeling lucky.
Brandon Cooks.
There he goes, Brandon Cooks. I think that's rock solid, Larry. I don't love him as a 1. I'd take him as a 2, but in your case, you've got 4 running backs and a premium tight end, so I think that's all right. At the turn, the computer takes Amari Cooper and Zach Ertz. It's back to Larry, another receiver, to finish out his roster. He's checking his notes. He did pre-rankings for the mock draft, which I always appreciate.
Darnell Mooney or Gabe Davis? That's who I'm debating between.
Ooh.
Yeah, both pretty high upside, actually. I like both those guys.
You got to go with better quarterback, man. Who is the better quarterback?
Clearly Justin Fields.
Justin Fields, clearly?
Oh, gross.
Going.
One's a 1, one's a 2. That's the only
you would go Mooney. Boo this man.
Boo this man. All right, so as predicted, and I think was even necessary, the computer went Russell Wilson with their last pick, which leaves Ethan with the quarterbacks he was looking at. Tom Brady, Dak Prescott, Aaron Rodgers, Matthew Stafford, and Russell Wilson. Plenty of options for him there. Who's it going to be, E?
I'm riding with him all year. It doesn't matter what it is.
He's going Matty Stafford. Saw that coming. And then computer number 1 takes Elijah Mitchell, who's still there in the 8th. I think that's a crazy good value.
Yeah, 8th round.
8th round. We've said he's like Nick Chubb, but probably a 2-round discount. That's like a 6-round discount. I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Jay's back on the clock. He needs a tight end, and he goes with Freiermuth, who we always love as well. And Jerry's back on the clock. He probably needs a running back, but can flex whoever he wants here.
Okay, whatever he wants.
Needs someone who's going to play on week 1, though, because DeAndre will not.
Hopkins is not. Devontae.
He goes Devontae Smith, who is being left for dead, and I don't think he should be. I think he's a stud. I mean, there's a lot of mouths to feed now in Philadelphia suddenly, and they're not a very high volume passing team, but Devontae is the real deal.
Trader, what you need right now? You got
at this point, like I'm looking at a wide receiver that would maybe or running back, just a flex play that would just consistently get me, 15 points a week. So I'm looking at maybe 4 guys, maybe like a Thielen, a Godwin. Elijah Moore is I had him on my team last year. He did not disappoint, or like a Hunter Renfrow. But I think out of all of them, like maybe the one that seems the most consistent is maybe Thielen.
Okay.
Thielen's feeling healthy today. I know that. He's feeling it this year. He's ready to rock.
We hear clicking. Who's it going to be?
He's trying.
There
he goes.
There he is.
Thielen off the board, and Drader's team is done as well. All right, so I've got to go quarterback here, and I'm pretty happy because Tom Brady, Dak Prescott, Aaron Rodgers. I even love Trey Lance. You've heard me talk about him. I think you're good leaving your draft with any of those guys. I'm a Dak fan. I'm going to go with Dak. I just have the most faith in him, and he does have some rushing floor as well. And I feel really great about that being the last quarterback taken in this 10-teamer.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about, man. Just wait. Ricky's on the clock for Mr. Irrelevant. Who's it going to be?
Mr. Irrelevant. So I think this is a player that I like to get on my team this year in all my leagues. I see him as like a lightning thunder type of back, but his counterpart is very injury prone, so he might just take the full load.
Got to be Madison. It's got to be Madison.
And there's rumors that they want to work him into the passing game, which is only going to help me because this is a full point PPR league. So I'm going to go with
Tony Pollard, podcast darling. He left on the board, though. I will say Kareem Hunt. Who else? Miles Sanders was on there.
So
A couple of decent spots there, too.
Kareem, he's disgruntled, right? He's got some contract
He's
issues.
in Cleveland. Of course he's disgruntled.
Yeah. That's hence why I didn't draft him. So
here's where I go in and convert our league to a sleeper league, and you're stuck with DeAndre Hopkins for 6 weeks. Jerry.
All right,
let's recap our teams here. What do you say?
Yeah. So Ricky, why don't you give us a couple how you think your squad rounded out, and any weaknesses or what you thought?
Taylor was a no-brainer for me. I like how I have a quality tight end, a quality quarterback that I think will just are no-brainers this year to produce. I think Tyreek is a stretch at wide receiver 1, but he will be a wide receiver 1 when it's all said and done, in my opinion. Scary Terry, I just love him to death, and I'm not a Carson Wentz fan, but hopefully he feeds that man because he's a beast.
Better than Nathan Favre. All right, click on your roster button here and then read it down for us, top to bottom.
Jalen Hurts, Jonathan Taylor, Travis Etienne Jr., Tyreek Hill, Scary Terry McLaurin, Mark Andrews, Allen Robinson, and Tony Pollard.
Nice.
All right.
It's a nice squad, Ricky. Well done, sir. All right, at the 2 spots, I've got Dak Prescott at quarterback, Christian McCaffrey, Javonte Williams, my starting running backs, Deebo Samuel, T. Higgins, my starting receivers, T.J. Hawkinson at tight end, and I'm flexing Deontay Johnson and A.J. Dillon. I'm feeling pretty darn good about this squad, but that should not surprise anybody. I always feel pretty darn good after my drafts. These are all my guys.
I'm not going to lie. Like, there are always drafts where I'm like, God, I hate my team so much. So that's not a guarantee for me.
I'm the eternal optimist and confirmation bias and all that. I'm always like, oh, my God, I crushed it. All right, Dr. Drader, what you got?
Got Austin Eckler, Alvin Kamara, CeeDee Lamb, Lamar, Cortland Sutton. I got Schultz at tight end. Happy to get him late. I feel like he was still a good pick that late. Then Juju and Thielen round out some more wide receivers there. I think I did pretty well. I like this team. I think that the computer threw some wrenches into my game plan a little bit.
For sure. For sure. And Captain running back Larry over there, still pretty much a running back in the draft.
That might as well be
yes.
That might as well be a computer over there. So
yeah, fair enough. So only 2 running backs is the only issue there is like obviously we're only drafting 8 spots, so of course we're not playing season long and all of that. But if you're thinking you don't want to leave a draft with that few running backs, obviously they're very injury prone, and we've seen it for both those guys in the past. But 2 heavy hitters for sure.
Still a couple guys left with like that Kareem Hunt pick. I mean, you could get the handcuff for Dalvin, get Alexander Madison still there. So there's still good.
Melvin Gordon to be floating around. Like there will be a good amount of running backs that are in timeshares. Michael Carter, we talked about him yesterday or in the last podcast. So there's plenty of guys you can add depth with later. I like it. Good squad. All right, Jerry, what you got?
All right. I got Justin Herbert, Dalvin Cook, DeAndre Swift, Jalen Waddle, Rashad Bateman, Kyle Pitts, DeAndre Hopkins, and Devontae Smith.
That's a pretty nasty team, man. I mean, I always love Pitts, obviously, but going heavy at quarterback and tight end served you pretty well because his receivers are still there. Now, they're not going to be probably the elite. You're probably not going to get a top 10 out of any of the 3 guys who are going to start the season. But then with DeAndre coming back, there's your top 10 guy. So it's pretty nasty.
Yeah, if I can make it through the first couple of weeks.
First 6.
I mean, that's some great help in the middle of the season. So I think I just like it, and everybody can line up everywhere. The running backs, they sometimes get in the slot. Tight ends can play next to a tackle.
Play out wide. That's true.
Yeah, might flex out. So I think they're real important to their offense. They can play different positions, and they got good enough quarterbacks to feed them whatever they need. So I kind of trust what I did.
Nice. I like it. I like it. All right, Jay, let's hear about it from the man holding a trophy.
Flash it back out there. Thanks for the call.
But not wearing pants. But anyway, what do you got, Jay?
I can put that on screen too if you'd like. All right. Started with Derrick Henry, went to Aaron Jones, came back with Josh Allen, then DKNY Metcalf. That was my first receiver. Rookie of the Year, Pierce. The Sun God, Amon-Ra St. Brown is my receiver. Kenneth Walker, and then finished with Pat Fryer, moved at tight end.
Yep. Solid squad as well. you got some obviously upside with those running backs, the rookie running backs. So that'll be one where we'll know at the end of the season, obviously, how well you did. But I like both those guys; they're studs. So could definitely pan out. And the receivers are rock solid too. Computer number 1 started. He had Kyler Murray, Nick Chubb, Cam Akers, Cooper Kupp, and Keenan Allen, George Kittle, Antonio Gibson, and Elijah Mitchell at the flex. That's actually a pretty darn good squad too, I gotta say. Robot 1 did pretty well.
Good job, Robot 1. You don't think the Chubb pick was a little early? I thought that was still a little early.
Middle of the second, that's probably typically where he's going. I mean, listen, I'll tell you, I like Aaron Jones, DeAndre Swift, Javonte Williams, and Alvin Kamara better. So I would have taken any of those guys. If you substituted one of them for Chubb, I'd like this team even better. And I guess you could say, like, Cam Akers is a question mark for some people, but he got him in the 5th, like middle into the 5th. So
no, I think that's a great value in the 5th.
Yeah. Let's hear it, Gale fan. What you got?
All right, my squad: quarterback Matty Stafford, running back Najee Harris and Leonard Fournette, wide receivers Jamar Chase, Michael Pittman, tight end Dallas Goedert, and then my flex are Mike Williams and Josh Jacobs.
Yeah, man, those receivers are just nasty. That is,
I'm pretty happy with how that panned out. Again, just couldn't believe Jamar Chase being there that late. I mean, he's going a lot of first rounds, so it kind of threw my plans a little wrench to have him there because I was trying to go running back, but I couldn't pass him up.
I think it's a no-brainer at that point,
Yeah. So, to go from Najee to Leonard Fournette's a bigger drop-off than like an Aaron Jones, DeAndre Swift. But
true.
I mean, the Jamar Chase could just be a game changer.
It's a difference maker. Okay.
Yeah.
Robot number 2, who didn't have a running back until the 6th round. He's got Russell Wilson, and he's got J.K. Dobbins and Clyde Edwards-Helaire. A couple of question marks at his starting running backs, but they've proven they can play for sure. He's got Justin Jefferson and A.J. Brown starting at wide receiver. Travis Kelce at tight end. He took the leap there at the beginning of the second. And then his flexing out Mike Evans and Jerry Jeudy, which is pretty nasty for flexes.
True.
Larry, read them off, brother.
Let's hear it, Larry.
So I got quarterback Joe Burrow, running backs Joe Mixon, Saquon Barkley, receiver Brandon Cooks, Darnell Mooney, tight end Darren Waller, and my flexes Zeke Elliott and James Conner. So went big on running back, faded receivers. That was what I wanted to do going in. That's what I ended up doing.
Did you want to premiere your tight end like that and go quarterback that early? Or do you kind of wish now, looking at how it played out, you would have gone like you could have DJ Moore and Amon-Ra your receivers or something? Or you're like, no, these are the guys. This is good.
I thought there was a drop-off after the 5 tight ends. I would have loved to have a top 3, get like Pitts or Andrews, but I thought after Waller there was a drop-off, so I'm happy getting that. And I still think there's receivers available. Like no one took Gabe Davis, I think, and some other guys. So
yep.
I just thought it was deep enough to kind of fade it a bit and get the other positions.
And
Podcast darling Christian Kirk still available too.
And if Darren Waller returns to the form he did 2 years ago, I mean, that's basically a wide receiver right there. So, I mean, that's a good pick right there in the 5th. That's kind of where that's even a little bit later of where he's been going. So that's good value to have him.
Yeah, that's the end of the 5th. I think that's a really good value there. All right, so computer 3, Stephon Diggs, Devontae Adams, Pat Mahomes, David Montgomery, and Breece Hall. Tight end Zach Ertz, DJ Moore, and Amari Cooper at the flex. I mean, another pretty well-rounded team. I think that guy's pretty happy. I mean, he's a little thin at running back overall, but and Zach Ertz is probably the last. I think he was second to last tight end taken off the board. Has some question marks, but getting up there in age, but he's still playing pretty well. So, yeah, I think it went pretty well. Overall thoughts. Anybody have an immediate reaction to the best draft other than your own? You can't vote for your own,
of course.
Who would you say?
Anybody?
Joe fan, what do you think?
Whew. Who's had a good draft? I actually do kind of like Drader's squad because I'm a bit like with Eckler and Kamara, just because those are guys who are going to be catching some balls out of the backfield, got a lot of PPR value. CeeDee Lamb should have that breakout year. I think you probably could have waited with Lamar, even though you talked yourself into it. I'm going to take him anyway. But I do like the receiver in Cortland Sutton. So I think it's pretty well rounded. Dalton Schultz getting that next year tight end, getting him in the late 6th. I think was good. And I do like Juju. So I don't know. It's a solid squad.
I'll tell you what, I like Gelfan's team. I think
trade teams, do it.
Yeah, Najee's a great pick. Obviously, I mean, I'm surprised he went number 1, but I mean, you were able to get Stafford all the way as your last pick. I mean, I'm looking at your team and like better than any team I've seen you draft before.
He's seen you
Appreciate
draft
that.
20
Thanks.
teams, and he's never been this good.
And
Yeah,
that's even one
Jamar.
championship season.
I gotta say that's probably the value of the draft is that Jamar in like the middle of the second. I think that's really good.
Yeah.
The pairing with Pittman and Mike Williams is pretty incredible. Najee, that's probably where he's going. It's probably early. Like I would have preferred taking Jefferson there, but it worked out for you because you got Chase in the second. So
Right. I was
that
going
played
back
out
and
really
forth
well.
between Jefferson and Harris, but I don't know. I feel like I had to say running back one.
Yeah.
Hoping that one would sneak around, and it did.
Yep. Yeah, I hear you. I think Ricky, you did a great job, Ricky. ATN in the fifth is a value pick, although technically it was the end of the fourth, beginning of fifth. It's a value pick, and he's got all the upside with the pass catching. Pollard, like that's earlier than I think you need to take Tony Pollard, but I do love him, and he's got a floor in the receiving game for sure. They're going to have to feed him more with Amari being gone too. So I think you probably could have. He honestly probably would have made it back around to you, and if he did, then you would have had another player you could even pumped up there like Kareem Hunt or somebody. But I think it's a solid squad, man. To get your quarterback in the seventh, Jalen Hurts, that's pretty awesome. Mark Andrews, top 3 tight end.
We're being way too nice. Let's start making just quick rattle off 2 picks we thought were reaches and were garbage. Come on.
Damian Pierce, 5th round. Come on, Jay. The guy's holding a trophy, though. Who am I to complain? The guy's holding a trophy.
Robot 1, Antonio Gibson should just never be drafted.
Robot 1, I do agree with that as well. And Amari Cooper should never be drafted. No, I'm just kidding. That's gone too late. Who knows?
And Ricky, I know this is a homer pick, but are you expecting more out of Terry McLaurin?
Yeah, I am.
I mean, you could have gotten people like Deontay Johnson, Cortland Sutton, like Jalen Waddle, Mike Williams. You think?
I am expecting more out of Terry McLaurin, and he's paid. He's finally hit the bank. I think Carson Wentz is an upgrade from the Heineke show. I'm not a Wentz fan. Let me clearly state that. But we saw what what's his name was able to do with Wentz, Pittman Jr. And he was just fine. So I expect McLaurin to perform well this year.
All right.
I think you're taking him in the 4th. You're fine. At the end of the 4th, I think you're fine, honestly. Jerry's got a pretty strong squad, too. I mean, of course, we gave him shit for taking DeAndre, but he's got Dalvin and DeAndre Swift. He went high on Pitts and Herbert, which are both absolute studs. Waddle was maybe more of a reach than I would have preferred. I probably would have taken Mike Williams there. But if you love the guy, he's not coming back around to you. Of course, I love Bateman, and Devontae Smith in the 8th is a value, too. Solid squad.
I appreciate it. And yeah, Waddle it took me some time to think about it, and like with Mike Williams, I mean, I've drafted him a lot of times. Last year was the only time he ever came through.
Inconsistent, right?
Yeah, I just can't really get with it. And then I've been hearing a lot about, is it Josh Palmer who's coming up in that wide receiver room? I think he's going to be losing some targets probably. And
don't forget about Gerald Everett showing up.
Whatever, man.
Gerald Everett and Sony Michel is going to be getting a lot of targets out of the backfield too.
Larry, gotta ask you a quick question, Larry. I know you are always kind of like I know when you're draft, you're also thinking of potential trades. So the fact that you went 4 running back heavy, are you trying to trade them for a top wide receiver?
Yeah, that's definitely part of the thought process. I'm big on trades. Love doing it. Love doing 2-for-1s, although I think it's getting harder to do with people getting a little smarter.
So you can't rip people off anymore?
Exactly. It is good that everyone's too informed because of podcasts like this. You can't rip people off.
That's right.
But yes, that's definitely part of the thought process. I don't love Zeke Elliott particularly. I don't even love Barkley that much.
I was going to say, give me a quick trade. Let me hear one. Not
team 8, robot number 2 probably is the one who needs a running back, right?
I would probably target one of the robots because they didn't draft their own team, so I know they might not be happy with it. So maybe I could get look at robot 3, right? You got Diggs and Adams, right, in the first 2 picks. Maybe he doesn't think he needs those receivers. Maybe I can give Zeke Elliott and package one of my low end receivers, right, of Mooney or Cooks, and get an Adams or a Diggs, right?
Okay, all right. I knew you'd draft for trades.
He knows what's up. I like that. I don't hate that. Hey, that's part of know your draft room, right? That's part of the gig. It's part of the gig. It's one of the recommendations we always give.
Traders getting Chiefs. Ricky's getting Washington. Larry's drafting for trades.
Jerry and Jay going Lions. Jay's going to give me Damian Pierce for TJ Hawkinson. I'm going to feel like the luckiest man alive.
I'd consider that.
Well, guys, I think this was pretty successful. I'm kind of intrigued. I kind of want to see if we can figure out a way to get this into a league so we can kind of keep track of it all year. Just kind of do best ball, no real transactions, just kind of see how it goes. So we'll try and figure that out. But for real, thanks for doing this. I thought it was a lot of fun, something different. So we're not Kemper and I just not at 11 o'clock at night doing random bots. Get that trophy out of here, Jason.
Get out of here, Jay.
Let it keep moving. So yeah, again, thanks. I thought it was great, and I think we're going to figure out a way to get these points to see who's going to win.
Yeah, I just converted to a league. Done.
No trades.
So
guys,
Ethan,
appreciate you joining us.
Ethan
As
Kemper,
always, look at me. I'm about to take this thing over.
You can't take that
As
away.
always.
Ricky's about to say something.
Yeah,
Ricky,
hold on,
fine, Ricky.
Question. To the Wake Forest boys, do they cover against the powerhouse VMI?
VMI? What's the spread currently?
Yeah, what is the spread? 13?
32 and a half.
Oh,
32 and a half.
A lot of points.
No.
Yeah, listen, our offense is a freaking juggernaut, I got to say. Now, our defense could be hit or miss. The offense is a juggernaut. Sam Hartman ain't playing, which is a big problem. But the schemes, man, the schemes put up some points. I think if you might look at Ethan shaking his hand. VMI can't play football, man. Come on.
Just saying.
Mitch Griffiths. You're going to know the name after Thursday night.
Okay.
Mitch Griffiths.
All right, boys. I'm out. Go Mountaineers.
All right.
Ricky,
We'll see you guys. Appreciate you guys being here. As always, keep on folding.
Fold it.